Welcome back. Let's get an assessment of the performance of Gilas Pilipinas so far sa 37th Jones Cup. Kasama natin ang basketball blogger na si Adrian Dy. Aids, welcome back to the show.
Great to be back here.
Okay, two exciting days so far at the Jones Cup para sa mga Gilas Pilipinas fans. One big win kahapon against Taiwan, and today a heartbreaker against our forever nemesis, Korea. Anong early impressions mo para sa team na ito so far?
They're a lot better compared to when they were in Estonia para sa 2015 Toyota Four Nations Cup. Back then, I mean, understandably, diba? They just had like 2 weeks back then of training. Hindi pa sila kompleto. They were trying to assimilate Blatche back into the lineup. But this time around, I mean, it's been a month, I guess, of training. Another familiar face, Mark Fingers, is back. He knows the system already. And I mean, sadly, Blatche is not here because namatay nga yung uncle niya. But the team seems to have a better flow. And I mean, if you've seen the games, I mean, Terrence Romeo has been on a tear, and he looks like siya yung breakout star ngayon ng Gilas Pilipinas.
Well, isa-isa natin ng konti. Unahin natin si Blatche. Are you surprised how they're playing this well without Blatche? I mean, is it some extreme point of view may say it's a blessing in disguise kasi bumilis nga yung pace nila. Ngayon yung big man na sila, si Asi and si Moa, they can switch out to the smaller guys. How do you see what's playing so far without Blatche?
I think strategically, masasabi mo rin na this way, hindi ma-scout yung Gilas ahead of the FIBA Asia World Championship, FIBA Asia Championship. But at the same time, I mean, the hope was that Blatche would play himself into physical shape because when he came in, he was kind of, I mean, let's face it, he was kind of overweight because the CBA season ended nung February pa. So, I don't know.
He's still not in perfect shape now, of course.
Exactly. So, you would hope na these 8 straight games of play would have helped him out in that regard, fit into the new system as well. Right now, siguro, Coach Tab Baldwin is maybe crossing his fingers and hoping that if Blatche can make it back for maybe 1 game, maybe 2 games at the end of the week, they can try to see how he fits with the rest of the guys.
All right. Well, nabanggit mo na ng konti, Terrence Romeo is on a tear. Literally, grabing ginagawa niya. He's the big star in Taiwan now. Panalo-talo, ini-interview siya ng local media in Taiwan. He's the darling now. But what
siguro the hair helps.
Probably the hair. You can't discount that. That helps, diba? Pero are you surprised? We all thought he's going to be good. He'll fit somehow. But with this kind of impact, leading the team, scoring 2 games?
Siguro the degree to which he's this successful, I don't think anyone, siguro even Coach Tab Baldwin, didn't expect it to be this good because a lot of people were afraid that he would hold the ball too much, he would rely too much on one-on-one isolation plays. But as we've seen, he's been a really good team player. I mean, he's taking smart shots, not mid-range jumpers. He's attacking the defense. I mean, we've seen all the highlight reel plays of him launching floaters over the centers. And if the shot is not there, he'll pass it out to somebody in the corner or a guy under the basket for a drop pass. So with Romeo, I think right now, before if we thought na coach would have to rein him in kapag sobra na yung mga one-on-one plays niya, I think we might even have to see him be played more because the weakness of Gilas we've seen is that may marami silang stretches when they don't score.
Nagiging stagnant yung offense.
And it looks like Romeo is the guy they send in when, okay, masyadong clogged na yung offense natin, we need the basket.
Another interesting energy guy na to some fans, happy sila is finally in the Gilas program is Calvin Abueva. And sabi nga ni Coach Tab, he's some kind of energy I can't describe. Sabi pa nga niya kay Carlo Pamintuan, kaibigan natin, solar energy ko siya. Kakaiba, hindi naubusan. Ano mo sasabi mo sa, I mean, here's another small guy. He's what, 6'2", 6'3", going up against 6'8", 6'9",
battling for rebounds.
Grabe, no?
And I think kulang lang sa kanya is, if you compare it to Romeo, this guy is a little bit less under control. So if you fine-tune that na lang, because when you have that pairing of Romeo and Abueva, not only can they do great things on offense, especially with the case of Abueva, who's willing to guard anybody, even guys who are like 6'6" and taller than he is. So if you can get him under control, kanina he had a few bad passes and all that, but if you can sort of rein him in and play him strategically in the right moments, those two are probably the great energizers of the bench.
You just had it. This last play that we just saw, I liked it so much. Yung na-rebound niya, siya nagbaba ng bola, yung kick out sa Tresque David. that probably only he can do. Siya na nga yung power forward / forward na magaling mag-rebound and nakakadala ng bola kagad. Yung versatility niya, what does he bring to the game?
It's almost reminiscent of Draymond Green of the Golden State Warriors in the NBA because pareho silang undersized,
good rebounder.
Good rebounders, they can handle the ball. And if Abueva gets that three-point shot going, I mean, in the first game versus Taipei, he made both of his three-pointers. So if he can become that, if he can expand his game to include that outside shot, or if he can like control his wilder passes, then that's such a great weapon for Gilas.
Well, of course, we need the veteran leadership. We need experienced guys. So nandiyan pa rin si Jayson Castro, the reigning best point guard in Asia right now. How have you assessed his game? He's had 16 points. Yesterday, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals. Today, not so great, 7 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Ano masasabi mo sa laro ni Castro? And is he the kind of guy that might get affected with how well Romeo is playing, or can they fit together? There were times magkasabay sila.
When they are together, I think the problem is the defense might suffer because they're both small guards. If he's by himself, I think fans want to see him. He had a stretch during the Commissioner's Cup. Now he was basically hitting every triple he threw up. So if he can regain that form, because right now he's not as dynamic as Terrence Romeo, and we can't fault him because he had a much longer campaign. Talk and Text was in the postseason for longer stretches than Global Port. So I'm guessing with all these international contests, then that's a factor, siguro. So
remember, he wasn't even 100% last year.
Right.
He had a bad knee.
So if he's not at 100%, how can Tab Baldwin siguro deploy him when he's needed the most, and at the same time sort of stretch out his rest, maybe give Romeo more minutes, so that when it comes to the FIBA Asia Championship, he's more refreshed, he has more gas in the tank for when we really need him.
So itong tanong, pagbalik ni Blatche, ano mangyayari sa atin? Are we still gonna be guard heavy as obviously as we are now? It's perimeter heavy, the scoring, the options in small ball. But when Blatche was there, remember last year in the World Cup, a lot of the ball was dominated by him, whether high post or low post. Ano kaya mangyayari sa sistema ni Coach Tab pagbalik ni Blatche?
Well, Coach Tab has said that he tries to use the swing offense, which is basically one big guy in the center and then 4 guys around the perimeter. That's how it starts. So if you have Blatche, it's much easier na people are going to try to double team him, leaving a shooter in the perimeter open. Kasi right now, if you look at it, especially when we go small, it's Mark Pingers at center kanina, when it was Renadel de Ocampo at center, medyo nahihirapan. You can send a taller guy to sort of guard him one-on-one. But with Blatche back there, you can't do that, and then you can have the shooters at the corner. He can find them siguro. Also, when you have Blatche there, right now we have Romeo trying to get the shot when we really need the shot. Right now, when Blatche returns, you can throw it to Blatche na lang instead, and you get a higher percentage shot.
Correct. So interesting. Whether he's in great shape or not, he'll still attract the defense. He'll demand some double teams here and there, and it should still be an interesting thing for Gilas to gel with. A little, less than 2.5 weeks to go before the big FIBA Asia Championship. So we will see. Again, people are tempering expectations. We're not out to win the Jones Cup.
We're not.
We're not out to win the Jones Cup.
It's a chemistry experience, diba?
Chemistry yan.
And definitely Baldwin is using this to find his final 12. So we shouldn't panic just yet.
So don't panic just yet, but enjoy the games as well. So we'll see. Salamat, Adrian. Sa ulitin. Thank you.